Hey, this is Tyler at Young Guns. Today I'm going to be showing you a neat little trick on pre-stretching your bead lines before you roll them in a floor panel over a non-pre-stretch piece. So I'm going to go ahead and take this non-pre-stretch piece first and run it through the bead roller. The reason that you would pre-stretch your bead line is because whenever you're actually forming a bead, you're going to be going down a line, but what it does is it takes metal from both sides and pulls it in and then pushes it down. So you're actually making this general area right here a little bit smaller than the rest of the panel because you're stretching this piece out and still in metal. So I went ahead and took this piece and rolled it about 7 to 8 times down each line. These are the areas where I'm going to be putting the beads, not intersecting them here. And this panel you can see has a little bit of an oil can into it, but whenever I roll the beads in, it should still that right out. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the beads with the non-pre-stretched. Go ahead and stick this guy in here. And then one thing you want to do whenever you're rolling in a bead is you want to make sure that you don't want to roll the full bead in the full depth the first time. You're going to want to roll it about 2 to 3 times, maybe even 4, to get your total depth. That way it stretches it a couple of times, and that'll take away from distorting this panel too much. So I got it taut, and now I'm going to push it down about 1 turn. And then another thing you want to make sure whenever you're using a bead roller, any type of bead roller, this is a Laissez bead roller. But one thing you want to make sure is you want to keep this panel flat to the 2 dies, because if you don't, you can get some extra marks from the bottom of these dies. And then any shape that you put into the panel, so say I'm pulling this down like this, it's going to put an arc into that panel. So you want to keep it nice and flat. But I'm going to go ahead and trace this line down. Turn my machine down just a little bit. I came down. Now I got the nice advantage I can go back and forth, so I'm going to go ahead and go another half turn down, and I'm now going to go backwards. Go down another half turn, come back. I'm going to go down the rest of the way, finish that bead off. So there's your piece with your 3 beads rolled into it. You can see that it's quite a bit stronger, but you see that how we distorted it here pretty bad. So now I'm going to take the opposite. Oh, look at that. I'm going to go ahead and take the one here that I've already, you see on the track marks, I've already stretched it, and it already has just a little bit of oil can effect to it. But hopefully when we put these beads in, it's going to take those out. All right, well, we finished off both of those. Here's the non-pre-stretched. And here's your pre-stretched. As you can see, there's a considerable amount of less distortion in this panel than there is in this panel. And you see right here on the end, I have just a little bit. That's because a little distortion here in these corners. It's because I have a stretched area, a stretched area, a stretched area, then it goes down to this non-stretched area. What you can do here is you can take it over to your shrinker if you have one, and decide you can shrink right around the end of this, around each bead right here, and it'll take down that little extra material and that panel right here would be pretty close to being completely flat. So I definitely recommend pre-stretching all of your beads in your floor before you're putting them in. Same amount of strength in both panel, just you're gonna have to do a lot less body work to this guy. So thanks for stopping by and checking out our tricks here at Young Guns, and we hope to see you subscribe to our page, and see you later. Thanks.